Real Estate Rewired.
Welcome to Real Estate Rewired, AI with a Heart with Gus Waite, where we're talking to 100 real estate professionals about what they're doing right now, what they love about their business, what they don't love so much, what's going on with AI. And I couldn't be more thrilled. We had talked earlier, Thao, about your journey from residential real estate in Spokane, Washington, to commercial real estate in Houston,
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Dallas, Texas. Couple of kids along the way, and some really great achievements academically. So I'd love to start with, just for our audience, who are you? How did you get to this place in real estate right now?
Hello, Gus, and thank you for having me today. And hello to everyone listening to the podcast. My name is Thao Nguyen. I am currently a commercial real estate advisor in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I moved to the US 15 years ago as an international student, got my degree, bachelor degree in accounting, go into my MBA, fulfill my parents' model, daughter, children, as all of the other Asian people are loving having their children in some sort of like financials or doctor or engineer.
Yeah.
So finished that route, having my bachelor degree in accounting and then my MBA degree in Spokane, Washington, and that is where I met my husband. And then we had 2 kids, and during my time having the second one, I was still in accounting, but then COVID happened, and I cannot leave them at home, and I cannot go to work and bring the sickness to them. So I say, husband, help me out. I'm gonna stay here at home with the mom, the 2 baby, under one and under one. So that is where I step back and I say, okay, I had the degree, I had the career that my parents wanted me to go into, which is accounting. I had a dream jobs at a bank from 9 to 5. I have weekend offs. But then I don't have that kind of general wealth, generational wealth,
Right.
which my parents had that to support me in the past 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I step back and I say, hey, husband, you are on the W-2 job. I was on the W-2 job. What happened if we both get laid off? We certainly don't know about that things nowadays in this economic world, especially with AI as well. My husband is in software developer career, so that can happen at any time.
Right.
So that's why I took a step and go into real estate. And I know it's hard job because it's non-stable. 1 month you can make a lot of money, and then another year you make nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to have some time to spend with my family, my kid, grow them up, having fun with them, and then have some sort of like mentality to teach them about the business, owning real estate and generational wealth, which my parents had that, did that. Not as really, they are not as really wealthy or big name in stuff like that. They just have enough to support me and support my brother. So that is how I ended up in real estate. Started as residential agent in Spokane, Washington, and now currently just moved here to Dallas in 2024 and started with commercial real estate because I feel like with Vietnamese people, a lot of them are really hardworking. They work really hard. They have the money, however, they just need a little bit more education, a little bit more of the person to go along with them in the term of real estate investment. So I hope I can build the person to go along with them.
So it's interesting to me. So I always, recently I've been thinking in terms of the source code, which is really you, right? How you are the source code for your business, your beliefs, your vision, your values, your life experience, your family history, all of that creates why you're doing what you're doing. And right. And what I heard was the reason you're doing what you're doing is because you want to create generational wealth for your children, because that's what was provided for you. And the other thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Vietnamese immigrant population is an extremely hardworking population. and yet translating that hard work into generational wealth through property ownership, businesses, is where you fit in. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing all of the summary.
Yes. Well, I love that. And so I guess the next piece I'll ask is, what do you love about what you do? What's the piece where you would do it even if you weren't getting paid?
I love that, first of all, I was able, and I feel like that I have that kind of talent in me, that I was able to take that knowledge, simplify it, and then transfer it to the person who in need, especially in different language, which is Vietnamese. And then also go with them and go along with them. Not saying that, oh, I am an advisor, you have to listen to me. Not kind of thing like that. I want to listen to their need, their vision, what they want, what they see in their future, in themselves and in their family. And that is the reason I wake up every day and I say, okay, today I will have one more person. Today, if I go into a networking event or just a small networking event, which is fine, I don't need like 200 people go into a one room. But for example, if I talk to 2, 3 more people, I hope that my job and my knowledge about CRE, commercial real estate, will inspire them to think of a longer term of generational wealth. And also, for example, if some person just like me, I want to retire my parents in order for them to have some sort of like monthly incoming source. And that is what I mean. And I say when I look into a person, for example, my age, and they have that fire in their eyes of taking care of their children future, and also taking care or retire their parents because their parents worked so hard for them already. So those are the things that make that, even though I don't get paid today, but I am 100% sure of what I am seeding today and planting today will also turn into a beautiful trees, and we will harvest in a really near future.
I love that. And here's the other way I look at that. I feel as if our job is to authentically identify our natural skills, talents, interests, desires. I mean, obviously, if you get an MBA, you have the capacity to understand numbers, to understand business, to understand ROI, to understand that. And so that skill set is then brought to your passion, which, in my experience, always has to be attached to service. Who am I serving? Because accumulation for accumulation's sake doesn't lead to life. Right? Does that make sense to you? Oh, okay. So you get into this space, and now, Thao, there's life, right? There's kids, there's obstacles, there's deals that fall apart, there's the economy, there's tariffs, there's interest rates, you had mentioned the woman opens the nail salon and burns someone on the face. I mean, life presents many obstacles. So what resources do you call on when, you've been working on a deal for months and you really feel like that deal is going to come through and it falls apart at the last minute from nothing that you did, just because a permit didn't come in or somebody backed out? How do you handle that adversity?
So business is business, right? I don't take business to my personal life, and I hope everyone not about the same way as well, because taking business into personal life, it will affect the happiness inside of the family, right? You will be angry at the end of the day going home, and then you'll be angry with the kids. I don't want that to happen. So every day I wake up and I feel like, okay, I will be the best of myself, and I will be better, 1% better. Like the books that we know, 1% better of
Yes.
ourselves yesterday. So even though the things that, let's say, for example, if the thing we don't have the control of, then why we have to worry about that? Thing happen for a reason. we can control whatever we can control, and we cannot control what other things that we can control. We just have to be prepared. And for example, like in the transaction, I always tell my clients, say we have certain steps to prevent you from losing your earnest money. And if this is the thing that we already done, and if this is already like for example, like a permit things, that is the things that the buyer can control. Yes, they love the property, but for example, if we acquire that property and without a certain assurance or a certain inspection and a certain, let's say something is still lingering and unresolved, I don't want that to happen to my clients. So I rather have that deal fall with a good cause that I know that I am doing my job and I protect my clients from certain things that I know for sure in the future it will happen. For example, like a foundations or a plumbing problem or a roof problem. So those things, even though yes, it's a small the deal fell, but we prevent something else happen in the later down the road. And also it also will strengthen my images inside of my client's eyes, saying that how did her work her job in order to protect them and to bring into the best of their interest.
Right. And so without integrity, no structure can last. So what I hear you saying is you're putting the integrity of their interest, which is what we're supposed to do as real estate professionals. We have a fiduciary responsibility to our clients to keep their interest foremost in mind. Yeah? And it sounds like you're doing that. So on the other side, what are some of the tasks or parts of your daily workflow that are challenging, that you know what I mean? Like everybody loves certain things and then other things are like, ugh, I got to do this. So what are the things that you find challenging or the workflows or the tasks that you wish could be automated?
It will be about the researching. That is a lot of a lot of real estate, but I feel like a lot of more on the commercial side that we do a lot of researching because not all of the information is out there. For example, when buying a home, you have the sellers sign the disclosure saying that they know there is some default, the word defects
Defect.
inside of the home, right? But with commercial, it's all about caveat emptor, buyer beware. So it's not just about, oh, we only need to check on the roof, the foundation, the plumbing, but we also need to worry anything more outside of that scope, say the inspection, the licensing, the CO, all sorts of things like that. And also, for example, like with the foundation, right? With the foundation, it might not happen recently, but who do we know in the future if it's in the blood zone, it might sink. So
Right.
those are the things that I feel like a lot of more research, not just be able to locate the perfect locations for them for the buyer or for the tenants, but also a lot of more outside of that to foresee 100 things that will happen in the future if we are not doing the research today.
Understood. And who's your ideal client, Thao? Like from a human perspective, who do you love to work with?
So currently, right now, I love working with the first-time buyer of the commercial property. I see, like I mentioned before, I see the fire in their eyes that they want to do something else. Let's say they own 3 nail salons already, they have the money, but the next thing they think about is opening a 4th nail salon, which I know at the same amount, similar amount, maybe a little bit higher, but at the same cash, they can purchase a property that generates for them monthly, yearly income that they don't have to deal with the customers, they don't have to deal with the technicians inside the nail salon. So those are the things that I feel like I'm kind of a person who opens for them another funnel, another tunnel for them. Not the end cap tunnel, but like a tunnel for them to see there is another options for you to think about, not just in the nail salon, not just, for example, let's say the dental has been leasing for 10 years. with that amount of the renting or the leasing payment, they could have that into like a down payment and have their own building,
Mm.
and own that, right? So those are the things that I would like to see myself as a person who have a light
Mm-hmm.
to have some lights, something different to see it in their mind, and for them to have a chance to for another opportunity, for some sort of other opportunities on the table.
I love that. So let's bounce a little bit over to artificial intelligence. There, oops, can you hear me? Yeah?
Hear you.
Okay, good. Some people have not tried it at all. Some people have tried the free version. Some people have played around with the paid version. The statistics are only 0.06% of the people on the planet right now are actually utilizing it in their daily workflow, planning, marketing, sales, using it as a strategic partner, using it for deep research. So I guess I would ask you, on that spectrum, where do you see yourself right now?
I'm like 0.1 month old baby infant newborn. Yeah. With daily, for example, with daily driving around, I am also part-time with the property management as well. So
Mm-hmm.
with daily driving around and with kids schedule, with outside activities for kids and stuff like that, I would say myself as a not really go into the AI yet,
Mm-hmm.
and still on the roundabout.
Right.
So that's why when you reach out to me and say about the podcast and also the AS as well, I'm like, this is it. This is the universe is calling for
Mm,
me to have the AI inside of my life, and the universe bring you to me,
mm.
to help with my daily task, so that I can focus on something else that is way more important or way more value to my client, instead of just searching around on LoopNet, on Craigslist, that those things AI can help. And maybe they can do a better job even more than me. So
Well,
so
it's
I'm
interesting.
excited.
Yeah, and so this is the way that I look at it, right? If we really think about it, every job is a series of tasks, right? At the end of the day, you wake up every day, Tao, and you do stuff, right? And all your workflows are made up of the tasks. And the way I like to frame it is there's the black, the white, and the gray. So the black is what AI should do all the time, right? So if you automate a follow up where a text goes out an hour ahead to a client to say, hey, we're going to meet at this address, AI could do that all the time, right? Because there's no problem if it quote unquote messes up. Then there's the stuff that you have to do. You have to sit across from someone, understand what are their fears, what are their concerns, what is their life like? Like what I heard you say, Tao, is you want to serve them. If they're thinking about buying a building, and even though they might be able to afford it, and you see something in it that's too dangerous, you have to be in that process of having that conversation. The gray area, that's where the challenge is. It's what can AI do? Should it be doing it? What are the dangers of having it do it? And how do you have a process set up where you're really constantly looking at, okay, what is my workflow? What is my goal? What's my North Star? What can AI do? What can't it do? That's the way that I see it. Is that how you're seeing it at this point? And does it feel overwhelming?
It is. It is. I feel like 24 hours a day is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I try to cut some of sleeping hour into work, but no, the day after I feel exhausted. And it's not a work-life balance. It's not a healthy life.
No, it is not a healthy life. And it's really interesting because there's money as a currency, but time and health and connection, those are the currencies sometimes that get lost in our attempt to get the money. you know? And I think that's really the beauty of going down this road is really how do you buy back your time? How do you, you know, how many times Tao I got home and I was eating a sandwich in the car on the way home. I said I would be home at 6 o'clock. Now it's 7 o'clock and I didn't really eat, and my wife is mad at me, and I walk in the door and the kids want my attention, but the phone just rang because the report just came in, and I'll be right there, and now I'm on the phone, and that kind of chaotic life is not healthy. So
Absolutely.
can you identify with that picture?
Yeah. My kid needs me. My kid want me all
Mm,
the time. 24/7 to 365.
right. Now, how long have you been in Dallas?
Since July of 2024.
And how is it going? In other words, how do you feel at this point in your business? Do you feel like you're about where you thought you would be? Is it taking slower to get there? Like, you know what I mean? Give me a sort of state of in your own mind how you feel about where you are right now.
I feel like this year, last year, it was all about sitting, make the connection, get to know people, get to know the market, get to know how far, how long it will take me from one place to another, from one point of Dallas to another point of Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this year is all about keeping those nurturing those relationship and
Mm-hmm.
be available
Mm-hmm.
for those connection that I already had in the last year and keep nurturing them and be the resources for them. For example, when they ask about some sort of like, Tao, do you know how much rent of that market or that certain city is at the current market right now? So
Mm.
those are the things that I already know.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tao, do you have a inspector or you have a contractor that you can introduce to me? So uh, like a resource to them,
Mm-hmm.
so that in the future, let's say they will open a catering business or they will open a dental business.
Mm-hmm.
I know the person that know the person that know the person
Right.
that can help along with those journey for them. So help them help take off something off
Mm-hmm.
their shoulder because owning a business is already too much. Same with owning a building. What the property management that I know that can help them with triple net reconciliation that will help them keep the cash flow, or who is the person that know about cost segregation to help them capitalize and save the money at the end of the year. So so along the way, I feel like my year this year is doing great. I has been having a lot of more traction, more attraction, and
Mm-hmm.
more people know about me. Um, because I did quite a bit of the YouTube channel and on my social media, I post about those educational pieces about commercial real estate, which I don't see as many commercial agents out there is
Mm-hmm.
doing. So a lot more people are knowing about me, even people in Miami or New Jersey, they call me and ask me for the advice on their leases as well. Um, Not the legal advice, just hey
Right.
Tal, this is the leases. Can you interpret that leases for me? What? Yeah. So those are the things that it's building up, and I feel like in the second year as of me in commercial is real estate where I know nobody. I moved here 2 years ago. I don't know the market, and now I am here right now be on the show, getting
Mm-hmm.
your attraction and getting invitations from you. I feel like that quite an achievement already. That I'm out there, and you see that I'm. Hopefully, you are seeing that I'm providing some sort of resources on the internet as well, or also. In the real life, when I meet with person, when a person call me and say, "Hey, Tao, I have those kind of problem," and I say, "Are you in Dallas? Let's meet."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm doing great.
Good, good, good. And so what are the parts like you know how there's always something in my brain to go, "Oh, I should be doing that." Or I know I should be doing this, but I don't have time to do it. For you, what are the one or two most things that stay in your head where you feel like I should be doing this, but you're not because you just don't have the time?
I should be learning about AI.
Mm,
Yeah. Um, I even though I'm pretty young,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not a tech savvy person like
Mm-hmm.
at all. I can talk to you 2, 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
from everything between the earth and the moon. I can
Mm-hmm.
talk. I can explain to you about commercial real estate. I can teach a whole lectures about commercial real estate, and I can talk in the real person.
Mm-hmm.
But learning about AI, it's quite a challenge to me as well, and it's always been a thing that I'll do it later. I'll do it
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. Not because I don't want to, but about, hey Tao, I want to meet you at that property right now. Or
Mm-hmm.
hey Tao, I just have that kind of the lease drafted already. I need you to review that lease for me. So those kind of things that just jump in between and I lost the train of thought. And I say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll leave AI tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because, like I'm a people person. I like this. Like, I love doing this. I love meeting people. I love talking to you. But I know for me, a lot of times the context and the relationship can falter because maybe I ran into them at the supermarket and they said, "Hey, you know what? My sister's doing this, and it's in my head. But how do I turn that information into action? Where does it live? Like, if it only lives up here, there's only so much room up here, right? Right? So I find that's the piece that I find really interesting is AI can enable me. I'm always going to want to do this, make this connection. But boy, AI can really keep that relationship alive in a way that when it's time, you're not reaching back out to me because I've been sending you marketing material. You're reaching back out to me because I saw you, I understood your problem, I know where you're coming from, and I'm checking in to see how that is going for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's where the gray area where I talk about the gray area, right? Like there's a big gap between doing nothing or having AI do all this stuff that doesn't sound like me. Like my customer feels like, ugh, I'm getting all this weird stuff from him. The gray area is how do we craft outreach and communication through our soul, us, the way we talk, the way we think. Does that make sense?
Totally understand.
Yeah. So good. What is going on in the market in Dallas right now? What's happening in commercial real estate? Give us a sort of recap of if someone's coming to Dallas and they want to open a nail salon, what are they up against?
Nail salon nowadays has to be 4,000, 5,000 square feet.
Why?
Though there will be like when you go into, I believe there is a 10,000 square feet nail salon in Richardson right now. And people will go into a place, say like a castle or a really luxury places. Nails nowadays has to be luxury to attract more people to come in. Those family nail salon like 1,500 square feet or 2,000 square feet are dying
Because?
because first of all the infrastructure they are not as pretty as
Hmm.
those new
Okay.
5,000 square feet um, nail salon. And second of all, because the people who owned those smaller nail salon, they has been at that locations for let's say 20 years. They are retiring,
Hmm.
right? So their for example, their eyes are blurry, more blurry. They are
Hmm.
not updating on the design on the nails. Sorry, I should not show my nails. I don't
Oh,
do
wait, let me
nails.
see your nails. You do nail salons. They should be perfect all the time, Tao.
Yeah. See how authentic I am. I
That's right. I love it.
natural nails, and this is natural. The
Oh,
long of it is natural. I don't put fake nail on because
great nails.
I cook for the kids. I don't want them to chew on the fake nails. So for example, those are the wants and the needs of the clients nowadays. They want to go into a places that serve them wine. They go into the places that serve them the cookie and the massage. besides just the manicure and the pedicure. They want to have a sort of like girlfriends get together in a really fancy place where they put on their nicest dress, they make up, and they have a girl night out in a nail salon. Even with men, I know nail salon nowadays offering like football. So instead of going to a football in a restaurant, the male will go to a nail salon and have a football watching over there. So those, and I feel like especially after the COVID, people want to enjoy more because they don't know what their life will be like tomorrow. They
Right.
may or may not wake up tomorrow. Something happens. So they want to put more of those enjoyable moments in their life. So that's why nail salon nowadays 4,000, 5,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet, and really luxury. And besides of that is having those big square footage. They have to have 30 to 40 technician at a time.
Mm-hmm.
They will have like 40 customers at a time. So that is 80 parking spaces have at a time. So that link into real estate. Now people are looking for spaces that have hundreds of parking spaces because if they go into a strip center with only 50 spaces, they can't not operate their luxury nail salon because of no parking spaces. So those links to the commercial real estate saying now, so I think it has been as well, but parking spaces, and especially with nowadays, for example, like downtown Dallas is so cramped already, and then now they go expand to the north of Dallas, to the east of Dallas, to the west of Fort Worth. They now go into expansion. So those, for example, like Sherman or Forney, before people never heard of that name, but now they are growing so big because of the population moving from California, moving from Seattle, moving from New York. Now, so they go in here. And then with the mindset in their mindsets of how they have to build a bigger per parking space, they have to build a bigger space between two lines, and they have to capture more of parking spaces, project the parking spaces because now more people are coming from all sorts of United States to Dallas. So that is about retail and also about office as well. So office now, so they class A attract more tenants, more than class B and class C, even
Right.
though class A's have a higher rental rate, but people will pay for that because they want to work in a place that have a tennis, not a tennis table, a ping pong table. They will want to work in a place that have a gymnastic. They will want to work in a place that go downstairs, they will have a grocery store or some sort of like that, or
Right.
walkable green field. So that changed a lot in the landscape of commercial in Dallas Fort Worth.
So let's go back to that because I find this fascinating. So on average, someone has a 5,000 square foot nail salon that has the 100 parking spots, which is what I think you said you would need, right? How much are they paying in rent? Ballpark.
So 5,000 square feet, they are paying 25 to 30,000 per month
Okay.
in rent.
So let's call it $1,000 a day in rent. How many nails do they have to do to cover the rent?
So that will be a lot about the partnership as well. So they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people go into the partner and open a nail salon. And at first, of course, they will have to file laws during the first couple of years of the business and capitalize those expenses as well. But however, they have some other source of incomes as well, say selling the gift cards. Because nowadays, if I think of my girly bestie who always wants to look beautiful in front of her in front of her clients, instead of gifting her a Starbucks, I can gift her a nail salon's gift card. I can give her a head spa gift card, and those gift cards are like $200 already. I don't know when she will use it, but that is $200 right there, profit or income
So,
for the
Thao,
shop.
we've got our first AI business together. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I didn't have time for this, but let me tell you what I realized. Here in Cape Cod, there's a nail salon that's owned by a couple, a man and a woman. Very sweet couple. It's a very small, I think they maybe have 5, 6 chairs. They run it together. They both do the pedicures and the manicures. Every time the phone rings, they have to stop what they're doing and go answer the phone. So you're getting a pedicure, you're kind of relaxed. Now they have to get up and answer the phone. Now maybe that person's a problem. They're old. All of a sudden they're gone for 5 minutes. Now they come back. So right now they have AI voice agents that would pick up the phone.
And schedule.
Not only would they pick up the phone, they'd have access to their calendar. Then what would happen is once that information is captured, and now we know exactly what services they got, right? They could upsell them on the phone. Hey, whatever. Now what happens is the drip marketing campaign goes out. So at 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever their thing is, hey, Gus, your toes must be a mess. It's been 3 weeks since you've been here. Click here to book an appointment. Mother's Day, 3 weeks before Mother's Day. Hey, do you want us to send your mother a card or whatever? The entire process could not only be automated, but you could get it so that each chair is filled up all the time. And once it's filled up, then you can raise your prices, right? Because now I can't get in and everybody wants to go where they can't get an appointment. A system like that costs next to nothing. You're talking about $300, $400, $500 a month. It's just a question of setting it up. And I know someone up here, their business model is they go into a nail salon and they provide that for free for 1 week. And they say, after a week, if you don't like it, we'll take it out. If you like it, they give them their credit card. It's a subscription. It's $299 a month.
So
Have you heard? I know, right? I mean, and this is what I find interesting about it, and this is where it gets interesting. How can you add value to everybody you come into contact with through educating yourself to these kinds of things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know any nail salons that are currently doing that?
The recent tenants that I leased a 4,500 square feet now, spaces too are using that to have the AI voices book the appointment and then follow up with them. And yeah, so it helps a lot in generating the revenue for them, especially during the first couple year. They have to really be close to the customer, in order to keep them engaged. And then the first nail salon that the customer would think about is that nail salon because they have been being engaged with them.
And could you imagine if you got to the point where part of the add-on was, hey, Thao, what's your favorite beverage? And you said, oh, I love Diet Peach Snapple. And when you got there, there was a Diet Peach Snapple waiting for you. Right? There are these little things people want to feel special. They want to feel seen. And again, this is where I go with my gray area, right? Obviously, you have to have the relationship. But once that relationship is, how do we utilize AI and the workflow to increase our value to that person? And I know for me, if I got a text 3 weeks in saying, hey, Gus, you want to schedule a pedicure? Oh, great idea. Let me do that. Maybe I'm not thinking about it, right? So those are the kinds of things that excite me about utilizing these. So anything else I should know about your business, what's going on in Dallas, where the market is?
Thinking about having another choice, having another option on your table, and be open to learning new things, which I have to, which I should be doing. But I mean, with talking about the businesses, and for example, like hardworking people, they work so hard already during the past, let's say 40 years, 30 years, 40 years already. So I really do want that I can afford offer them another option to present to them about commercial real estate, and that is really they don't have to start big.
Right.
1 to 4 units is residential. 5 units and above is already commercial. They don't have to they don't have to have an apartment with 180 units. They can start more small, but those small steps now, so the best, for example, the best time to buy real estate is 5 years ago, and the best time to buy real estate is today. The next second best time is to buy real estate is today, right? So just start small, but then think about that as a bigger picture that can retire the clients sooner, that can force the appreciation in value of the property, that they can have so much of tax advantages when owning commercial real estate. Those things that I it's really fascinating that when I go into commercial, at first I say, oh, okay, that I do commercial because that building looks nice.
Right.
But now I go into that, I say, okay, the cash flow, the cost seg, the tax planning of that is fascinating.
Well,
And
and Thao, you mentioned a really good point, because in listening to the podcast, the job loss that's going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years because of AI, it's the dark cloud that nobody is talking about, right? And really the protection is assets. If you own an asset and it's income producing, then right,
you win a jackpot.
right, you've hit a jackpot. And ironically enough, it's also physical labor: plumbers, electricians, landscapers, car mechanics, home health aides. Anybody who physically has a skill
Understand.
is going to be the last to be. It's the knowledge workers. It's anybody who does their whole day on a computer. You've seen it with your husband. I mean, the software engineer, now with Claude Code, I'm assuming he's really understanding that his skill set is in essence been outsourced. Right? So it's that, how do you reinvent yourself and keep aligned with your authentic passion? So, and I can see for you, the passion is hardworking people. Don't stay stuck in that that hard work should translate into generational wealth. And the step into that is through commercial real estate, through ownership. And your passion is helping them see that and giving them a pathway to achieve that. I love that. Fantastic. Thao, I loved talking to you. I love your energy. I love your passion. I really appreciated your time today.
Thank you, Gus, and thank you for allowing me to express what's in here and what's in here outward, because I know, I every day wake up, I know that I need to do that, I need to do this, but I never say out loud saying that that's what I'm doing because of ABC, right? So thank you for allowing me to say it out loud.
All right. And Thao, if people want to get in touch with you and they're looking for commercial property in Dallas, Texas, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, they can certainly reach me at my cell phone, which is 206-458-5299. And that cell phone I have for 15 years already. So please excuse me of the area code 206. And then my email is my first name, last name, DFW, which is ThaoNguyen@outlook.com. Or they can search that whole word on Facebook and also on YouTube and also on LinkedIn, and they will the client will can find me as well on those social media. I'm pretty active on there. So yeah, looking forward to all of the reach out from you guys, and thank you so much for having me on the show today, and hopefully this episode will bring to the show couple more listener and subscribers to the shows as well.
Absolutely. Well, you'll be sure all of your friends and your family subscribe, and I'm sure with the Vietnamese community in Dallas, I'll all of a sudden have 10,000 Vietnamese viewers all of a sudden. So that will be fantastic.
Let's have a party as a nail salon, the 10,000 nail salon. Hey, let's come here. Let's come here. Your nails is on me. I'll
I
take
love
you on
that. I love that. Well, don't hang up because I just want to say goodbye to our viewers and I wanted to talk to you for a moment. So once again, thank you so much for listening to Real Estate Rewired, AI with a Heart. If you're interested in being on the show, reach out to me, subscribe, like us. Let's have the conversation. And once again, Thao, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Okay. How'd you feel?
Uh, you know when you worry and then your stomach just like grumbling and this.
Yeah. But I thought you did great. I thought you were very genuine and you know that's all that's really required is to be yourself. You know, so I thought you did a really, really good job. And
Thank you.
yeah, and what I want to do, hold on one second, I'm going somewhere else here. I want to put something in the chat. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. All right. This is what I'd love to do. I want to set up a time where you and I do a deep dive into what's going on in your business right now. Let me go to there we go. Is this it? No, not the help. Okay, here we go. And here's Thao. Not now. You can see I'm not that tech savvy either. There we go. Oh, no, that's not what we want.
Yeah, you know how to hit the record button. I don't.
Yes, I got the record, but except the last I had another podcast today and I couldn't get the sound on. So there we go. But we switched over to Zoom. Okay. Open up the chat.
The chat. Where is the chat? See?
I know. Oh, see, I've been doing this a long time and I still have a problem with the chat.
Oh, chat right here. Okay, see it.
Okay. Click on the appointments. And pick a time. And the purpose of this call is for us to have a little bit more of a conversation about what AI can or can't do for you, just so I get a better understanding of your workflow. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally. Let's see. I think on next Friday at 9 should be okay at 9 a.m. on next Friday.
Perfect. And 9 a.m. is 10 a.m. my time, right? You're 1 hour behind?
I am right now 2:47.
Perfect. And I'm 3:47. So go ahead and click on that 9 a.m. Make the appointment. Let me ask you a question because I'm working on my own workflow. Did you get a text an hour before this saying that we had an episode at an hour?
I had an email. Let me
An
see
email.
if I have a check. But I had an email.
You had an email but no text.
Text, just email.
Okay, perfect. And let me just check something here. I'm going to go over here. All right, I want to go over here. Do they have a big Korean spa down there in Dallas?
They have Korean town, which is really big, yes. And in that town, I see a lot of eating, like Korean barbecue
Uh-huh.
and Korean karaoke.
And what about the spa? What about like the saunas and the steam room and like they have
that must be the World Spring.
Okay, because up in New Jersey, in Fort Lee where I used to live, it was the huge Korean population because Samsung had their offices there, and they had the King Spa, which I think they have like a big one in Atlanta or whatever, but I'm pretty sure they had a big one in Dallas.
Oh, they have king spa and sauna here.
Yes. Oh, if you ever get a chance, if your husband loves that, somebody watches the kids go for a day, take a nap, steam, sauna, massage, treat yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Booking it into my favorite spot.
There you go. Well, again, this was fantastic. So I'll look forward to seeing you next Friday. Just what I would love is between now and then, what are the 3 things that if AI could do for you, if there was a solution, would save you 5 to 10 hours a week?
Research.
Okay. So let me ask you about that. When you say research, what are you researching?
Finding the location for my tenants and finding the property for sale for my buyer. And for example, like search the property where they don't have, for example, like homeless, or
Mm-hmm.
the property that it can foresee will develop in the next 3, 5, I hopefully in the next 3 years, because 5 years is usually the term loan due.
Mm-hmm.
So those develop within the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That would be perfect for the investor because they, yeah,
And how do you currently find that information?
manually.
And when you say manually, you're going on CoStar and doing searches. Got it. And how much time a week do you think you spend doing that?
Which each customers will be two times a week, and then each time is like 2 to 3 hours. And now right now I'm having 4 nail salons, 2 restaurants, 1 buyer, and I'm meeting with another new buyer tomorrow.
So
So
it could be 30, 40 hours a week of just research.
of just researching.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing I will ask you is, do you have a CRM? Do you have what platform are you using to stay in touch with people?
My CM right now is the Excel sheet.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then how do you stay in touch with people?
So on those Excel sheet, I have a column saying this time I get in touch with them, and then I have my calendar on my phones as well, say follow up with CRM. And then I go into see my CRM, I source by the day, the last time I reach out to them, and then start reaching out to them and then update that column.
Got it. Wow.
Really manual.
All right, Tao. I love this. This is all good stuff. And then all the social media stuff you're doing. How are you doing that?
Oh, that is another 40 hours workload right there.
Mm.
Social media here and there. I don't really I hate to say that, but social media takes a lot of time to do as well. And I used to hire a VA person to do it for me, but their work I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What didn't you like about it?
so there were one time that I hire them and I say, let's do for me let's say I have a video, just video me.
Right.
And I in certain day I say, oh, the building, for example, I mentioned the word building. I want to have a picture of the building behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I want to have like Arlington Park. I want to have a picture of Arlington Park, the project, what is going on, those kind of things. Um, and it looks so fake because they don't have that raw footage, that real footage
Mm-hmm.
of the space. So, and if I have to go there into the space and do the drone, it's another 1 hour, 2 hour
Yeah,
to
yeah,
driving
no.
and then droning, right? So
Right.
those are the things that they they don't have the footage to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And they also the person that I hire, she's really newbie. So the only thing that she know is put it in a CapCut and then have the caption and then spit back to me and say, "Hey Tao, can you take a look at this and approve?" I say, "No,
Mm.
I can do that." So yeah. And then, but then if I want to put into the social media, say for each reel of a minute to 3 minutes is at least 30 minutes of work. At least, including say think of the script, do the video, if I stay at home. If not, then I have to drive to the space, which is an hour of driving,
Mm-hmm.
and then editing, do effect in
Mm-hmm.
there, load it on the pages, do the caption, and then spread it out to the world. Uh, so yeah,
So
I
that's a
know.
lot of, so social media, the CRM, the research. What other areas that are really taking so much of your time? That if you, in the perfect world, you had an employee that was going to handle the stuff that could be repetitive so that you could really focus on, what would you focus on more if you got back 20, 30 hours a week?
I would say let's go find more lead.
Mm-hmm. More leads.
Lead
And
gen.
where do you find more leads right now?
Some of them are referrals because I keep close with the residential agent, the Vietnamese residential agents,
Mm-hmm.
and they know my work ethics, so they
Mm-hmm.
send the referral to me. And then on social media, um, I got some lead there, but for example, like out of 5 or 10 leads, I only have one lead that really qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so social media referral, I don't do cold call. I don't want to get fired
Mm-hmm.
because of the do not call list.
Right.
And I don't know what to do, like what to be talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And now people nowadays they don't pick up the phone call, so I don't do cold call. I'm not confident of
Mm-hmm.
not seeing their face and not seeing their expression, and
Mm-hmm.
I cannot talk. So I don't do cold call. Go to the referral networking. I do some sort of networking. I send referral to like lender, contractor. So there's some lead back from them, but none of them has been closed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still some sort of like qualify them. Um, so those are the main lead magnets. I know other agents, other really successful agents, they do they do what is that? Like event.
Mm-hmm.
They gather all of the females and then go to a nail spa or
Mm-hmm.
a head spa and do some sort of event or client appreciations. And then so yeah,
Are you familiar with what the term GEO?
I heard that term, but no, I'm not really that familiar to them.
So this, what it refers to is general engine optimization. So right now there's SEO, right? And SEO, the way I describe SEO, it's basically like SEO gets you to the library. But once you're in the library, you have to find the book you want, right? There's the table up front that has, hey, read all these books. GEO, what's happening right now, this is, and it's moving so quickly, Tao, it's just mind-blowing. It refers to agentic. So what does that mean? Gemini in Google has thousands and thousands of data points on me, right? Where did I go to eat? Where did I stay? What did I search? What YouTube videos did I watch? What did I purchase on Amazon? I mean, the amount of information it has about me is phenomenal, right? The idea is where they're moving with this is if I want to drive to Dallas, it knows what kind of restaurants I like to eat in. I like the little dive, the little mom and pop thing off the road. I don't want to eat in the Cheesecake Factory. It knows what kind of hotels I like. It knows what's interesting to me, and it's going to go out and take action on my behalf. I'm just going to say, hey, come up with the map, book the hotel, tell me what restaurant to eat at, tell me what new track on Spotify to listen to based on the music I've been listening to. It's going to know me. This is where it gets really interesting. It's also going to know you. So what does that mean? If I'm a Vietnamese person in Dallas who's looking to open my first nail salon, I'm going to go to my ChatGPT and I'm going to say, I want to open a nail salon. I'm Vietnamese. This is my thing. That agent is going to go out and try to find someone that fits that criteria. And there's a whole different level of data that has to exist in order for their agent to connect with your agent. So moving forward, that's going to be one of the really interesting things is how do you present a uniformed presence on the internet so that your ideal client profile is finding you, if that makes sense.
Yes, totally.
Right? So it's exciting. It's scary. Let me go to work. We're booked for the next Friday. I hope I didn't make your eyes glaze over. I get too excited about this stuff. And
I'm excited too.
yeah, it's, I always like to, this is what I'm going to do. Do you have your phone there?
I do.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do.
Okay. Go to the Artificial Intelligence Show. You see it's two guys there, Paul Rotzer and Mike Kaput?
Number 192?
Yes. I mean, what I would say is that's the one podcast I never miss when I'm driving around, because it at least gets me into like what's happening in that world. And they also provide free, sometimes, like I'm signed up for their Smarter X Academy, but they also do free, like introduction to AI, scaling AI. So what I'd like is for you, without going crazy, just think, okay, part of my process now is going to be listening to this show just to kind of see what they're saying so that you're at least kind of going, oh my God, this is where this is going, right? And get a sense of where AI is right now. Make sense?
I understand. Yeah.
All right, Thao. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Go have time. Enjoy your kids.
Thank you. Thank you. They're having egg hunt today. So
I love that.
they will go back home and show me their reward, their awards.
Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys. Okay. Talk
Okay.
soon.
Bye-bye. If you've got value from today's episode, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. If you're ready to turn what you love into your superpower and take what you hate off your plate, schedule your free AI discovery call. The link is in the description and pinned comment. I'm Gus Waite. Until next time.